8:43, 17 minutes now in front of 9 o'clock. Bobcat Goldthwait is coming into town. He's going to be at Fatfish Blue today for an 8 and a 10:30 show, and Saturday for a 7 and a 10 o'clock show. And before he even hits the stage, he's in our studio this morning. Bobcat, how are you?
I'm okie doke. Apparently I'm a little phlegmy. If you really want
that's
to know.
okay. I've been phlegmy all morning. Don't worry about it. You're up early, and you've done some interviews already this morning.
I did
right?
some interviews this morning, but we drove in from West Virginia last night.
Oh
so,
my God!
Yeah. Well, that's my target audience. Hillbillies love guys from Police Academy. That's what we learned.
So
but you know what? I shouldn't
be
even
at Fatfish Blue. You ought to be on that side of the river.
That side of the river.
Your target audience.
I gotta tell you though that the audience was delightful. It was they were fine.
They draw a good crowd out there. It's a great place. It's a wonderful venue. The food, I don't know if you had a chance to take in the restaurant. The food over there is fantastic.
Apparently, this food better be really special. I keep hearing about it.
Oh, you haven't eaten yet?
No, this food better be. Everybody keeps going. They go, "How's the club?" Oh, the food.
Oh, the food.
Well, as a
great.
comedian, that's a pretty.
Well, that's not what you want to hear, right? How are the jokes? Is the question.
How is it going? Well, you know, but you gotta get the prime rib. It's like eating unicorn. It melts in your mouth.
How are the jokes for you? I mean, is this you've been doing directing? You've been appearing on shows. You've got a new movie coming out.
Yeah.
Are you taking time out for stand-up, or are you taking time out for directing?
I take time out. I direct movies because that's what I really like to do. The last two movies I made were really small movies, even though this one, the new one, has Robin Williams in it.
Yeah, but they're both at Sundance, right?
They both are at Sundance. Like the movie I made before this, Sleeping Dogs Lie, was I used to direct the Kimmel Show, and during my vacation I shot a movie, and I did it in 2 weeks, and I used a crew from Craigslist and
Sweet.
Yeah, but I do stand up so I can afford to keep making small movies. I mean, that's the reality of it.
And a lot of people do that. Now the new one is World's Greatest Dad. You said Williams is in it, right?
Robin Williams, yeah. Not. I don't want people to think Paul Williams is in it.
And you've worked with him on other occasions.
Well, we're old friends, and I've known Robin since I was in my early 20s. Like I met him when I was 19. I started hanging around when I was like 21, 22.
Oh my God!
And now I'm 47.
What was he like back then? Yeah, let me ask you something. Because he got success really early on Mork and Mindy. When he was doing that, what were you doing? Was that when you were in your stand-up era?
I was, but you know, when he started, when Mork and Mindy broke, I think I was I know exactly how old I was. I was a janitor at my high school, and boy, you know, you get a lot of action, a lot of the ladies go, hey. You know, I'm not really interested in the football coach.
No, but ladies love a man in uniform. So
no, I don't know what kind of.
What's this new film about? World's Greatest Dad.
World's Greatest Dad. It's what it's about. The theme is really about a middle-aged guy learning to grow up a little and stuff, and that's really what the movie's about. It's not like he's
about me, in other words.
Well, it's not like a Peter Pan story. It's about like it sounds very dry when I say that. There's a lot of elements in the movie that I don't like telling people, and it's not. I'm not trying to pull a Marley in me. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, the dog dies.
No, don't. Oh, jeez, I didn't know that I was going to get the video.
You're gonna watch Marley and Me? It's still funny. That's when I started laughing. I didn't really care for Marley.
So it's a coming of age film.
For a middle-aged man, and if you watch the trailer, it is R-rated. And here's my problem. When Hollywood, when they make a R-rated film, it's implying that it's for adults, but it's not. They're really hoping 12-year-old kids watch it. That's their whole.
Because they don't stop them from coming in. They want them to come in.
Well, that's the whole goal. And I have at this point in my life, I have no interest in entertaining teenagers. I really truly think they're idiots. And if you're a filmmaker and your goal is to get that teen audience, then you're really setting the bar low. Yeah. And by the way, I've already done that. You know, I sold out when I was a young man. I already was kind of a whore. Now. At my age, I'm like, you know what? I'm only going to do the things I enjoy doing. I mean, I do stand up basically to stay off of reality shows. That's
Oh,
truly.
thank God.
But no, that's truly what happens, you know. And at one point in my life, I just finally said, I'm so unhappy. I don't like being on these shows, and I'm no longer going to pursue celebrity for the fact of celebrity because it's so absurd.
Now, is this one going to open to general audiences around
right
the country?
now,
Has someone picked it up and they're ready to show it?
Magnolia's putting it out. It's the same folks that put out a movie called Two Lovers, but they've had a lot of success in the past. They won an Oscar last year for A Man on the Wire and stuff, and it has a release right now on video on demand and also Amazon and Apple, so you can watch the movie now, or you could probably. I'm saying it'll hit Toledo probably early September is my guess. End of
what
August.
Year? We're talking about Toledo, Bobcat. What year?
It'll be here. It'll be here. But once again, you know, it'll be in your art houses and not your bajillion places.
We'll watch for it. You've got shows tonight and again on Saturday, 2 shows each night. Tickets are still available for those. One more thing I want to ask you before we get you out of here. According to Comedy Central, and this is on your Wikipedia, so we know it's true.
Right. Yeah.
You're number 61 on the list of 100 greatest stand-up comedians at all time.
Yeah.
How the hell did Jeff Foxworthy end up at number 60?
Really? That's who's above me?
Yes. Is there anything we can do about that? I mean, look, I understand Alan King, you know.
I've never looked at the list.
People, but
I've never looked at the list. Who's underneath me, though?
Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, Eddie Griffin. He must hate me.
And Jackie Mason.
I'm funnier than Jackie Mason?
Yes, and Richard Belzer and Sinbad.
Wow. I didn't realize that was
and
that funny.
And Dave Attell. So, yeah, you're up there, baby.
I think it's a... you know that Jackie Mason's praying for my death.
Yes,
so
for sure. And people who are way down at the bottom, like, Drew Carey.
Now, how can it be the funniest stand-ups of all time? I guess the funniest American stand-ups since the last 20 years.
Man, they didn't even do that. They just went to all time.
All time.
So if
there's probably like a hilarious caveman that like would blow everybody out of the water.
That's what I'm thinking. Richard
oh my
Pryor,
God, Gorgo had us.
was number 1.
Pryor, that makes sense. But there's like
Gallagher was number 100.
Oh. I thought you were going to say number 2.
No, that hurts.
I'm sure there's like, there's a pirate that comes in and he does this bit with his parrot. I'm telling you, you try it, you're going to die if you see him do it.
He's on here somewhere, but I don't think he's above you right now.
He's not? All right.
Listen, enjoy your stay in Toledo. 2 shows tonight,
thanks for having
2
me.
shows on Saturday, and what do you got in that can that's covered up?
Oh, it's a.
We're not ready to show.
I'll tell you what it's in this can. It does look like I'm drinking a beer.
It does look like you.
Well,
we've been shooting. You got a 40.
No, we've been shooting. And instead of because I'm cheap, I don't want to spend the money on blurring the soda. So I got a towel around it.
Are you kidding?
I'll tell you, I'm not having a Diet Pepsi right now.
There you go. Thanks, Bobcat.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend. All right, we'll be right back.